now that you're here, play for us, by all means.
And we both know the conductor of the orchestra, so we can tell him good things.
Yes, right.
We hear good things.
All right.
And we'll have the video as well. So.
There you go. Yeah, and it may be that that's fine. Use whatever you need to use. It may be that you play for us and we're impressed and we tell the director that he won't have you audition.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That might be. No, that's fine. We didn't make it clear enough, obviously, so I'm sorry. I'm glad you came and got to meet you.
So is that the first week after?
The first week of class.
Yeah.
And I believe that the first day of class is a Wednesday. And the orchestra rehearses on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Really?
So it would probably be, this is a guess, it would probably be that first evening of class, and maybe the next Monday, when the director would be listening to people to make sure that they can actually play. And, I'll just make a note to myself to let our director of the orchestra know that you played for us. And that might be okay with him. And if he says that's okay, I will give you a call or shoot you an email letting you know that you're good to go with the orchestra.
Thank you.
Sure. So, what will you be playing? Let's see.
I sent the email because I decided to change the funk and serious things the song, but I can play too. If you want, it's very short songs.
You can play whatever you want since you aren't auditioning for music major or minor status. You can do whatever you want. He's one of the great players in the state. Well, I hope he's better than you, or I wouldn't advise you to do this. I think he would learn a few things from you. But I'm sure he would love working with you. And he'd be pleased to have you joining the ensemble, given your current ability to play the instrument. would you like me I'll email you and let you know what he says, but do you want me to give you his contact information? Because if you wanted to call him up and talk about the ensemble or private lessons, I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to you.
All right. Awesome. I can play a little.
Let's hear another one.
Yeah.
I can play other instruments too.
What else do you play?
Like clarinet?
Yeah, I can play the trumpet, like baritone, baritone. Yeah, I can play a little bit piano, but I know the fundamental parts of the piano. And I can play guitar, the fundamental parts of guitar. Yeah.
When you come here, what are you planning to major in?
To me, business, international business and political science.
Good for you.
Yeah. But I found that
might be willing to just have you come and find out about the class and not play. And then starting the second week, you can just be a member of the ensemble, participating like everybody else. In other words, you might not have to be audition. So maybe by playing for us, you audition for the ensemble. I can't guarantee it, but it was nice to meet you, and I'm glad you came. Do you have any questions for us?
I don't have questions.
Do you have any questions for me? No.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I can play to sound of my state.
We are running.
That's the thing.
We're running late, so yeah, we're running.
But we'll probably hear you in some of the performances at Westminster when you're
All right.
I think Alvaro likes to play.
And if you want to play more for him, that's good. There are all sorts of really interesting places on campus where they're playing in the background of this room.
Fantastic.